Hey, 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 and just like that, we back, baby, with some more NaeTv. And I'm your girl, NaeTv. And today is my favorite Girl Talk Tuesday. That's right, Girl Talk Tuesday. And I am ready to get to talking. First and foremost, I want to give a honor to God who's the head of my life. Secondly, I want to give a shout out to all my independent divas out there. Hey girl, hey. And this week's episode is going to get real intense, guys. So make sure you stay tuned in so you don't get tuned out. And I do not own the copyrights to the lovely tone music playing in the background, the instrumentals playing in the background. But I thought since this episode was going to be so intense, we need a little, calm music playing in the background, all right. And today, like I said, it's Girl Talk Tuesday. Hope y'all ready. We're gonna get into some things. This episode is about anxiety and depression, all right, which I think I touched bases on before a little bit here and there. I also shared my story a little bit, but we're gonna get deep into that, all right? And we're going to talk about some signs and some ways to deal with it and different things like that, all right? Like I said, first and foremost, I love you guys. Appreciate you guys for continuously tuning in and supporting girl. And let's get into it. That girl talk, all right? On this wonderful Tuesday. Thank you, Lord, for allowing us to be here and allowing us to share this moment with each other. All right. Like I said, we're going to talk about anxiety, which is very, very tough subject, anxiety and depression. I have never really fully talked about it and shared it. But today I felt the need and the necessary to do so with so much going on in the world and the anxiety, the suicide rate being so high and being higher in women and young teens. So, I wanted to get on here and I wanted to talk to you guys. See if we can try to prevent some of these things. I know talking it out is one of the, having somebody to talk to is one of the best ways to, deal with anxiety and depression. But I'm just going to first and foremost talk a little bit about myself and my story. I can't remember when I think when I first really noticed it, when I was a teen and when I was coming up, I kind of had little feelings, but I didn't really know what they was. It wasn't until after I had my first child, I realized what they were as what was going on. As at first, I didn't say things to nobody. I had one friend. Shout out to her. If she remembers, she was more like one of my god sisters. She was one of my mom's friends' daughter. We was real close. And she was like I said, like a sister. And she was the first person I said something to, and the only person for a long time. And I was just remembering just feeling weird and feeling like out of place and feeling like I'm crazy. And it was just, her words of encouragement and her words, thank you to her, telling me, you're not crazy, you're not weird. There's other people that's going through this, girl. You don't even know. It's probably a whole bunch of people going through this. And I'm like, yeah, that's nice. But I feel weird and I feel crazy, and we not telling nobody. We talking about this, but this is going to stay between us. And my oldest son, father, probably don't even notice, but we ended up having a little disagreement as couples do, and that disagreement just put me on edge and took me over the top. And I remember calling that exact same friend, telling her like, I can't do this no more. Like I can't. I'm just about to end it all. She like, whoa, we about to end what all? Like, what we talking about? And I was explaining to her what was going on and how overwhelmed I was. I just had a new baby. You know, me and my, boyfriend at the time, his dad wasn't getting along. And we both just struggling trying to figure this out. And I remember her just talking me off the leg, and just so kept telling me to stay calm, and just everything was gonna be okay, and I was gonna be all right. And at the time I couldn't see it, but I remember her. You say, what about that? What about that? What about that? You don't want to leave that, do you? And I'm just like froze, and was like, no, you're right. I don't want to leave that yacht. Of course I don't want to leave my baby. So that was really the first time that I felt it, and I really, really just, not the first time that I felt it because I had been feeling it prior, but that was the first time it really, really got like to the edge, and I really didn't know like what to do, what to say, how to deal at the time. And if I didn't have her and she didn't basically talk me off the ledge and continue to just bring up Nayan and bring up, my mom, my family, I don't know what I would have did, but I was happy to have that person to call and to talk to. Not everybody has a person to call and talk to, and sometimes they call and try to call and talk to the person, and the person will pick up the phone, and that be their last straw for them. So I try to always answer my family, especially if they call me more than once, and I be like, all right, something ain't right, something wrong. A lot of my family, they know me, and they know about my profession, and they know how busy and how busy and in tune I am with that. They know how in tune I am with my kids and stuff that's going on. So sometimes they call me, and if I don't answer, they text me. If it's not important, just let me know. Look, I wanted to ask you a question, or I wanted to see how you and the kids was doing. Text me, call me back, or whatever. Or if it's important, they text is important. And sometimes, like I said, they call more than once. And I'd be like, okay, this is sex, how they call it. Let me answer this phone, or I see this text message is important. Let me call them back. Because you never know when that you could be getting that call for your family member or a friend, as they can need you at that time. And the worst thing is to not pick up that phone, and to have that on your conscience. And yeah, but they got, that my person, the only person that knew at the time, picked up the phone, and was able to help me. And after that, it just continued to happen, like off and on every while. I call mines. I don't really. That was the first time that I had my anxiety had went over into depression. If you guys don't know, it starts off as anxiety and stress. Then it moves over into depression and suicidal thoughts and all that other stuff, which we will get into in a little bit. But mine was always just anxiety, and it'll get to the point where I have anxiety attacks and different things like that. And I always call it like anxiety phases, because I have them and I be going through this little stage of having them, and then they'll stop, and then after a while they'll come back. So I always call them anxiety phases. But it's still nothing to play with, nothing to joke about. Like, it can get really serious and really intense. Just recently, I want to say about a few weeks ago, about a month ago or two ago, it got real intense. Once again, which has been the first time in a long time. But most of the times when they come, which is funny, it's not when stuff is going wrong. It's usually when stuff is going good. And somehow I think, just me, I think it has to do with, the devil and, just things trying to derail you and take you off a track. That's just me and my religion, and, how I've been taught to pinpoint different things. However, like I said, it is nothing to play with. Lucky for me, I have opened up and I have different people to talk to about it. But we're gonna get into a little bit more about it, and